Picture this. You are standing perfectly still, holding an unbelievably heavy briefcase. Your arms are literally shaking, you're sweating buckets, and you just feel completely exhausted. But what if I told you that, scientifically speaking, you are doing absolutely zero work? Crazy, right? Well, by the end of this explainer, you are going to understand exactly why that is. We will cover the strict scientific definition of work, the mathematical formula behind it, and exactly how to prove this exhausting little paradox once and for all. Let's get right into it. First off, we have to completely separate our everyday idea of hard work from the actual scientific rule. Like, if you spend 5 hours sitting at a desk agonizing over a physics exam, everyday logic says you worked really hard, right? But to a physicist, zero work happened. The same goes for carrying a heavy load on a perfectly flat surface at a constant speed. Scientific work is super rigid. It requires two absolute things. You have to exert a force, and that force must cause a displacement. It has to physically move something in a specific direction. Now, you might be wondering, why does this even matter? Well, it matters because work is basically our bridge to understanding energy. In science, energy is broadly defined as the ability to do work. And the universe has this unbreakable rule. The total amount of energy is constant. It is a conserved quantity. You can't just create it out of thin air, and you can't destroy it. It only ever transfers or changes form. So whenever scientific work is done, energy is actively being transferred from one system to another. It is like a cosmic currency exchange.
Okay, to calculate this energy transfer, we break work down into 3 absolute requirements. Step 1, exert a force. Step 2, move the object a specific distance. That is our displacement. And step 3, actually, pay close attention to this one because it is where almost everyone gets tripped up on exams. You have to account for the angle of that push relative to the direction of movement. If any single one of these 3 pieces is missing, your energy transfer totally changes or just drops to 0.
So now that we've got the basic concept down, let's unlock the main equation. Here it is. Work equals force times distance times the cosine of theta. In plain English, work equals the magnitude of the force times the magnitude of the displacement multiplied by the cosine of the angle between those two vectors. I know, it looks like just a simple string of letters, but honestly, this is the master key to unlocking how energy moves in our physical world. Because work is literally the transfer of energy. Work and energy actually share the exact same scientific unit, the joule. A joule is defined as 1 Newton meter. To really visualize what 1 joule feels like, just imagine picking up a small, maybe 100-gram apple and lifting it about 1 meter or roughly 3 feet up into the air. That mechanical effort, that specific transfer of energy against gravity, that is exactly 1 joule of work. But wait, you might be asking, and this is a super common point of confusion, what if I take that same apple, hold it completely steady, and just walk forward horizontally at a constant speed? Am I still doing work on the apple? Well, picture the formula in your head. Your upward force is holding the apple against gravity, sure. But your movement, your displacement, is forward. Those two directions are perpendicular. The angle between them is exactly 90 degrees. And if you punch the cosine of 90 degrees into a calculator, you get exactly 0. No way around it. The work done on the apple while walking forward is literally 0. This brilliantly illustrates how the angle totally calls the shots on what happens to the energy. Let's trace through this really quickly. If your force and displacement are in the exact same direction, that is an angle of 0 degrees, you do positive work. You are adding energy to the system, kind of like carrying a briefcase up a flight of stairs. If it is perpendicular, like we just said, at 90 degrees, you get 0 work, no energy added or removed. But what if you lower that briefcase down to attach it to a generator? Your force is pulling up, but the motion is down. That is a 180-degree angle. The cosine of 180 is -1, meaning you are doing negative work, actively sucking energy out of the briefcase and transferring it right into the generator. Okay, so this brings us right back to our opening paradox. You are standing perfectly still, sweating, holding that ridiculously heavy briefcase. Why on earth are you so exhausted if the displacement is 0 and the work on the briefcase is 0? Well, the answer is entirely internal. Inside your body, your muscles are twitching, contracting, and basically doing work against one another. You are absolutely burning chemical energy for sure. But scientifically speaking, you are doing 0 work on the briefcase Earth system itself. The energy burn is completely localized inside you. Let's step out of the abstract for a second and make this easier with an actual calculation. We are going to look at some positive work using a super common weekend chore, pushing a lawnmower across level ground. Imagine a person applying force to the handle to push the mower forward. Here are the exact parameters we are working with. The person pushes with a constant force of 75.0 newtons. They move the mower a total displacement of 25.0 meters. But notice, they aren't pushing perfectly flat, right? They are actually pushing down on the handle at an angle of 35.0 degrees below the horizontal. So, there we have it, our force, our displacement, and our angle. What is really satisfying here is how smoothly these numbers just drop right into our equation. Remember, work equals force times distance times the cosine of the angle. So we take 75 newtons, multiply it by 25 meters, and multiply that by the cosine of 35 degrees. If you calculate the cosine of 35, it's roughly 0.819. Multiply the whole shebang together and you get exactly 1,536 joules. That right there is the precise amount of energy transferred from the person into the lawnmower to get it across that patch of grass. But let's put 1,536 joules into human perspective because this is wild. We usually measure our food energy in kilocalories or just calories. Well, 1,536 joules of mechanical work is equivalent to only 0.367 food calories. That is literally a tiny fraction of a single calorie. An average person consumes about 2,400 calories a day, which is roughly 10 million joules of energy. This highlights a fascinating biological reality. Even if we do physical, heavy mechanical work all day long, less than 10% of our food energy actually translates into external work. The vast majority of it is just used to keep us warm and maintain our bodily systems. Before we wrap up, let's quickly summarize the absolute key points you need to lock in. Scientific work is strictly defined as the transfer of energy caused by a force displacing an object. The golden formula you need to memorize is W equals FD cos theta. Remember, zero displacement always means zero work, no matter how exhausted your muscles feel. And that angle between your push and the movement, it completely decides whether you are adding energy to the object, doing absolutely nothing to it, or taking energy away. Which brings us to one final, really provocative question. When you successfully do positive work, when the angle is right, the displacement is real, and you pump all that energy into an object, what does that energy actually turn into? How does it visibly manifest in the physical world? Well, to see how that transferred energy literally explodes into motion, you will have to join us for our next explainer on kinetic energy and the work energy theorem. Keep thinking about those angles, and I will see you next time.